My name is Tara Folks and I'm part of the UK Hypnosis Convention 2019 team. As part of our range of interviews with all speakers who are talking at this year's convention, I'm delighted to be welcomed this afternoon by Lorraine Gleeson. Lorraine is talking on Sunday at 2:45 p.m. at the convention, and her talk is entitled Idiomotor Response, Why Use It? Lorraine has worked as a hypnotherapist for 15 years, and she now teaches at the Hampshire School of Hypnotherapy, and it's even written a book on how to be a hypnotherapist. Welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you, Tara. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about the idiomotor response and why you love working with it so much?
Of course I can. When I trained 15 years ago, we had a day's training on the, I call it idiomotor response. So it's either idiomotor response or idio. Can we just for this talk call it IMR?
Yes.
That would be brilliant. So we had a day's training on it, and I was sat there and it was like, oh my God, there is a technique that can bypass the conscious analytical mind, a direct link to the subconscious. So when I actually set up my practice, I had a little room and I set up hypnotherapy with every single client. I practiced the IMR and till I absolutely found that it was just so useful. For me, it's like, why try and make all our techniques, because it's great having all our skill set, why make it fit the client? So with me, I just literally use the IMR, take the client pretty deep into hypnosis, and then I ask the subconscious to take control, and I count backwards through the ages of their life. And as we all know, counting deepens the client, so you're actually deepening them more into hypnosis. And then, you know, with our belief, the subconscious mind is like a bright 9-year-old child. We simply ask simple yes/no questions. And over the years, I've developed it and found my own way of working with clients without making them fit my techniques. That's what I like most about the IMR. It's and to me, it's unique to hypnotherapy. No other therapy has that skill set.
Yes, yes. And are there any clients that you find that it works better with?
No. You see, I'm not into all this resistant clients, analytical clients. You know, I come from the viewpoint that someone's come to see me for help, and hypnosis is simple. We spend 80% of our waking day in hypnosis. It's all about explaining to the client, when you're relaxed, just choose a finger. And I do keep it simple. And I'm aware that, you know, to me, most hypnotherapists use some form of IMR. The way I develop it is much simpler. I don't go along with, you know, I don't use yes, no, don't want to answer that, don't know. So I just find it is just so effective, but it's practice. And the results that I find I get with my clients, and also when I teach it to other hypnotherapists, how they find it so easy. Once they've done a few times, it stops all the guesswork.
Yeah.
Let's use parts therapy. Yes, let's use a swish. Let's use anchors. Let's use self-hypnosis. If you totally bypass trying to make clients fit what you have in your toolbox and say, subconscious mind, my client wants to achieve this. Do we need to look at causes? Is it a habit they've got into? Does a part need to come forward? For me, I just find it makes it very simple to work as a hypnotherapist, and very simple for a client to understand.
And will you use it with all clients?
All clients.
Right. Fabulous.
Children are the best to use it with, the absolute, but then children are the easiest to hypnotize anyway. But I use it with every single client, and I use it on every single session. And I actually, funny enough, I walk my talk. I have hypnotherapy myself every couple of months, and it's just great because when I'm relaxed, I feel my finger immediately coming up. It's like, okay, Lorraine wants this fixing. Let's get on with it. Yes, I use it all the time.
Brilliant. It's great to see your passion coming through regarding it as well. So when you do the talk, will you be explaining how to use it and how hypnotherapists can go away and practice for themselves?
I certainly will. And I will also be giving a short demonstration on that day, because, you know, I love to give demos because I learn by watching.
Yes.
If I watch someone facilitate something, that's how I learn. So I will be giving a demo on the day. Because I think that's the best way to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. So you train at the Hampshire School of Hypnotherapy. How long have you been doing that, and how are you finding that?
I've been doing it. I opened my school. I'm looking at the certificate now, officially on the 1st of September 2011. And how that actually came about is I was originally training for my original school because I actually took 2 diplomas when I was training as a hypnotherapist. The first one, it was all theory. I felt like I just went in and copied a flip chart. And the second course was up in Scarborough with Wilf. But my first school, they asked me to train, which was great. And I think it's great to train, but I found it very difficult training what I don't do. So I then decided, in my wisdom, that I was actually going to write a course of how I actually work as a hypnotherapist, how I've developed the IMR, inner child, Gestalt, because you know yourself as a hypnotherapist, we go on training and then we go away and we take what we've learned and we work with it and we make changes to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me to teach, and people that know me, I'm not your normal average person. I don't go along with all what everyone says. I just literally go with what I've learned in my therapy room. So I then decided, because I trained for 3 years earlier with this school, but I really wanted to teach what I was passionate about. So I then took about a year of putting together my whole diploma course, and obviously there were people that helped me with that, and I can't thank William Broome enough from the GHR. He gave me lots of advice, because at times I'm not politically correct. So he ensured that I was politically correct with everything. And I originally, it was assessed by the GHR, and the school officially opened in 2011, and I absolutely love it. I will not teach big classes.
No.
I'm a great, you turn up and there's 30 or 40 learning to be a hypnotherapist. To me, that becomes a lecture. And to actually learn, my classes, I only teach 4 delegates at a time.
Right.
Because what I pride myself on is when I teach you, you can actually go out and practice it. Whereas if you're in a class, I have had delegates say to me before, we can't hide in the corner with you, can we?
No.
Yes, so I'm really, really passionate about teaching, and from it, I spin off and I do some CPD courses, but my diploma course is so focused on IMR, dealing with causes, habits, and giving the delegates a good selection of toolbox, so they don't then have to go off and go and they can work with anything. They don't have to go off and learn to do anxiety, smoking, depression, and I have a formula I teach them. It's a really simple formula and it works.
Yeah. And is it a mixture of theory and practical work that you do?
And the way I work, I teach theory in the morning, and then I do practical in the afternoon, and I'm a great believer, you should receive what you're facilitating.
Yeah.
So in my class, and because it's small classes, there's a very safe environment, and they work very much with each other, because most people have got at least 1 or 2 things they'd like to change about themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, and that's the thing, isn't it? That we're constantly evolving, we're constantly reflecting and moving forwards as a profession, which is really important.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Do you teach reflection and reflective practice as part of the courses that you do?
I don't know what you mean about reflective practice.
So about always moving forwards, and always about looking at could we have done something better that time? Could I have improved on that? That sort of thing. Yeah.
That is all within their home study. And we read them, and I like to see the growth, how they could have improved. That's all.
Yes.
Yes, we do that a lot. The first thing we do in class every week, because they are small groups, we sit down and we talk about what they've been practicing, what could have been done differently, how they could have. Yes, we do that all automatically. It's just in our little world, we've all got different names for everything, haven't we?
This is the thing, exactly. That's it. But but that's the ethos, isn't it? It's about continual learning. Like you say, about looking at CPD courses and getting to where we want to be. And it's nice to see you coming and pushing yourself out the comfort zone and coming to teach at the UK Hypnosis Convention this year as well.
Yes, my first time at a convention. Well, I have attended Will Proudfoot's many years ago, but it's my hypnotherapist who love the convention, by the way. They absolutely love it.
Brilliant.
And one of them said, Lorraine, it's about time we saw you there.
Yeah, well, I'm really pleased that they did that and
Yeah.
pushed you into doing it.
Yeah.
Are you there for the full weekend, Lorraine?
I'm not. Unfortunately, I was already booked on the Friday, so I'm actually coming up on the Friday night. I'm there all day Saturday and also Sunday, and I'm very pleased, because if there was one speaker I wanted to see, he's out on the Sunday, but not the same time as me, so I'm actually thrilled to bits. So I'm there all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Super. You've also written a book, How to Be a Hypnotherapist. How did you find that?
How lucky was I to get that title? I couldn't believe it. What actually happened, because I wrote my diploma course, and the way I teach is not, a lot of our stuff is based on America.
Yes.
A lot of the way we work is, and what I find, as much as I love the British, I love our sense of humour, but I think you've got the British here, prove it to me.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Americans, I'm all open to this. And I just found that working with the techniques that we're taught from our lovely people across the pond, and I do love them, that it's a bit more challenging to get the Americans, the British, to do it. So I had to write a book on how I work. So there weren't any books out there that reflected how I work. The nearest person to work who works the way I do is Roy Hunter. So I do on my curriculum, because I don't want my delegates just to study me. I recommend his books as well. And so my book it's basically my diploma course. And I was shocked because I actually read some of the reviews. My PA couldn't believe I'd never noticed reviews. So I was quite surprised at some of the reviews on my book. And whoever wrote it, if you are watching this, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. When you get the recognition from others of the hard work that you do, that's where it really think, yes, I've done that, I've achieved, I've done well. Pat yourself on the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took me 3 months to announce I'd written my book.
Wow.
Because there, I think, oh my God, I've written a book. But eventually I publicised it.
And did you give yourself self-hypnosis to give yourself that push, that motivation to announce it, to step over the threshold?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't actually. I never thought of that. But also, I would like to say I had a ghostwriter.
Right.
Writing a book isn't, it was great. She set me tasks. So every month I put a morning. It took me about 6-7 months to write. And then it was great because I didn't have to worry about grammar or the grammar police or spelling, because I forwarded it all to my ghostwriter.
But that's it. That's one of the difficulties that we do face, that you would have faced writing a book, because people always have an opinion, don't they, on, oh, you should have done it this way around, you should have done it that way around. And you know what, when you're writing a book, you've got enough to think about when you're considering the topic itself, never mind, like you say, the grammar police. So well done.
There is one spelling error in the book, by the way.
Did you notice that, or did somebody point that out to you?
No, I noticed it, and I had 3 people proofread it, and I can't remember where the spelling error is, because I will correct it, but there's one in the whole book.
Well, do you know what? Out of how many thousand words, one spelling mistake isn't too bad at all. So well done. But this is the difficulty, isn't it? You become blind to things when you read it over and over and over again.
Put it this way: I never want to read my book again.
So, will you write another book?
Well, the thing with my CPD, I write books all the time. I have got loads and loads and loads of them. So whether I'll write one to be published again, I don't know. I'm never going to say never, because if I say something, because people always said you need to write a book. I said I will never write a book, and I'm writing them all the time. So who knows what the future holds.
Exactly, that's my attitude on life. Never say never. Are there any particular challenges that you find in students that are coming through your School of Hypnosis are facing?
When you say, do you know the biggest challenge they find, and it's like I say at the beginning, being a hypnotherapist is very, very easy. It's getting the clients.
Yeah.
And the thing that I find with hypnotherapists, I absolutely love them, but the majority of them are such kind, loving, caring people that they struggle with actually selling themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I find the most challenging with all of them. And the way I overcome that with them, I tell them to ignore all what they see on the internet about value and worth. I say to them, how comfortable would you be? And I'll throw a figure, charging £20 a session. And I have had quite a few hypnotherapists that say, yeah, but everyone says that's too cheap. And I said, but how comfortable would you be? It's not about what they say on the internet. And that's how I help them to overcome it.
Yeah.
Because to me, they're well trained. I back them up. You know, I'm always on call to help them. And what I notice happens, because they start and they actually start feeling confident taking a fee, it's not long before they start putting their prices up.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I would say that's the biggest challenge about being a hypnotherapist. It's not the training, and it's about actually having the confidence to sell yourself.
You're absolutely right, and the positioning within the marketplace as well, and getting that whole. And I admit, when I first qualified, that's something that I struggled with, and but it is like you say, once they've started charging a particular fee, then they realize and their confidence grows, and that's the beautiful thing about continually reflecting on your practice.
Yes,
is that they can then look at it and think, actually, no, I need to value myself a little bit more and put the prices up. Yeah.
And it is about confidence. To me, that is the most difficult. You know, I'm a great believer. You could be the best hypnotherapist in the world, or even the best trainer.
Yeah.
But if no one knows you're there.
Exactly.
But you could be the worst, and you could have the busiest practice, all about marketing.
Yeah. Do you teach marketing as part of your course?
I do. Yes, I do. I teach marketing. We also have regular meetings. At the meetings, we're alternating at the moment. One month, because I do quarterly meetings where they can either Skype in or where they come along, and we teach marketing, which we had our meeting last month, and we were teaching about how to blog. And then I like to do the alternate one where we learn all the simple, rapid stuff, all the stuff that people, I think, do for show. Try and do it with the terrified clients. They would never come back again. But, you know, so we have fun at the meeting. So yes, and we do a whole day of marketing on the device. That's one of the advantages of training small classes.
Yeah, yeah.
I have lots of time, and, you know, we talk a lot about marketing, and they have lots and lots of support.
Sounds fantastic. And that's the thing, isn't it, about when you become qualified as a hypnotherapist, it's great that you offer that ongoing support and development to enable them to grow in their confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's where people can fall by the wayside a little bit and get a little bit lost and overwhelmed with things. So that's great that you offer that continued support.
Yeah. And vision boards are great.
Ah, right. Yeah. I've been meaning to do a vision board for a while. Perhaps you can be my motivator today to get myself doing a vision board.
Honestly, they are so, when you think we do this stuff for a living,
I know,
we get to do it for ourselves. The vision board is absolutely amazing. It really is.
Yeah. Do you use it in all situations? Do you get your students to use it? Yeah.
Yes. I've got my one in my bedroom, so it's the last thing I see as I fall asleep, the first thing I see when I wake up.
Fantastic.
We all say it, seeing is believing.
Absolutely, this is it. And like you say, we know what we need to do, but often we can, we can forget about ourselves.
Yes, we do.
I'll write that on my to-do list, Lorraine. Get mine done, because it's been on there for a while. But thank you for the motivation. Lorraine is speaking at the UK Hypnosis Convention on Sunday at 2:45. If you would like to come along, tickets are still available at the ukhypnosisconvention.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, Lorraine.
It's been lovely meeting you.
Lovely meeting you as well, and I look forward to seeing you speak at the convention and hearing more about the IMR.
Thank you.